Shalom, brothers and sisters. Today I'd like to talk about the Doomsday Clock with the current situation in the world. I don't know how many of you have actually bothered to look at it. It is worthwhile looking at, so I'd suggest go on the internet and go and have a look at the Doomsday Clock. It's always good to pop in every now and then and see it because it is sobering. But in this video I want to discuss, I think that they're not moving it forward on purpose because they don't want to panic everyone, because it should have been moved forward long ago. But let's just touch on the process here. So, created in 1947 by the scientists who developed the first atomic weapons, they started it at 7 minutes to midnight. It represents the likelihood of man-made global catastrophe. Since then, it's been set back 8 times and set forward 16 times, depending on the situation prevalent on the planet at the time. Furthest from midnight was 1991 at 17 minutes to midnight. Nearest from midnight was 2020 at 100 seconds to midnight. The reason for that was given as dangerous rivalry and hostility among superpowers, failure of leaders to deal with increased threats of nuclear war, and the end of the INF, the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty between the US and Russia. Then the increased tensions with Iran and the US, and the continued neglect of climate change, which was then added into the calculations as well. It was said to be the most dangerous situation humanity has ever faced. 2020. In 2021 and 2022, they've decided it needs no change. Nothing's changed. Now, do you see the problem here? Having followed this channel and been watching world news and seeing what's been happening, especially in 2021 and 2022, especially 2022, where it is catapulting into chaos. Never have we been at a point where superpowers are consistently and constantly threatening to nuke each other into smithereens and ashes, radioactive waves and clouds. Never. That hasn't happened recently in our lifetime, but no reason to move the clock forward. We should technically be at midnight. 1 or 2 seconds, I reckon, would be a good place to be. But no, they haven't adjusted the clock since 2020. Do you see my concern here in how well they're trying to hide from the general population just how bad the situation is in the world? They've got a climate clock with a countdown to 1.5 degrees Celsius. And it's set currently at 9 months, 10 days, and some hours. Probably 9 days by now. So in 9 months' time, they reach their crisis point with their climate agenda as well. DEFCON in America is currently set to DEFCON level 3, which is roundhouse. It means increase in force readiness above required for normal readiness, and the Air Force can mobilize in 15 minutes. DEFCON 2, just for interest's sake, which will be the next step, is the next step to nuclear war. Forces can engage in 6 hours. Now, this all leads to mad, mutually assured destruction. And I just want to bring it all back to Matthew 24, verse 21. For then there will be great tribulation, such as not been since the beginning of the world until this time, no, nor ever shall be. Ever, people. Never has been and ever shall be again. We are at the entrance of a hurricane of chaos and prophetic storm that is unfolding in front of us, just one after the other being fulfilled and prepared and set in motion. And the Doomsday Clock is fine at 100 seconds. I don't think so. I think this Doomsday Clock is broken and they need to check the batteries. There's something wrong there. Because we know what's coming. And we who have eyes to see and ears to hear and don't have scales over them and have a heart ready to listen to what the Holy Spirit guides, understands where we're living at. Keep watching. Keep waiting. We are out of here soon. God bless. Shalom.